everyone, Christina Burggraaf here. I figured I would make a video that I don't know if it's going to be part of a series or not. But anyway, welcome to my first ever long-form discussion video. Today, I want to talk about the importance of interactions between celebrities and fans. I'm sure at least some of you, especially my family and Discord friends, know that I've had many interactions with my favorite celebrities. First off, let me list off all of my favorite celebrities that I've interacted with and that have interacted back with me in any way as of July of 2025. And by the way, a couple of these celebrities might not be as well known or followed by as many people, but I'm just listing them because I personally believe they're harder to get in touch with than most other people. First off is Jess Harnell, who I've met many times at my local convention along with other nearby events and voices many cartoon characters. There's the famous parody musician Weird Al Yankovic, Daichi Beatboxer, who is my favorite YouTuber, Rob Paulson, who is a voice actor for a lot of beloved characters, Roger Craig Smith, who voiced Sonic the Hedgehog from Sonic Colors in 2010 onwards, Charles Martinet, who voiced Mario and Luigi as well as others in the series from 1991 to 2023, Maurice LaMarche, who is another voice actor, Ellen McLean, a voice actress working for Valve, Peter Knetter, who is my favorite English-speaking YouTuber, Jaleel White, who voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in the classic 90s Sonic TV shows, Frank Tadaro, another voice actor, Brian Hull, who is a famous voice impressionist on YouTube, Gary Schwartz, a voice actor working for Valve, Jim Cummings, another voice actor, Tress MacNeille, a voice actress, Tyler Scowcroft, the voice of Ring from Ring Fit Adventure, Greg Johnson, who is one of the co-creators of the ToeJam and Earl series, Tones the Prince, who voiced ToeJam from ToeJam and Earl from 2019 onwards, and Kirk McHenry, who voiced ToeJam in ToeJam and Earl 3 Mission to Earth. And this September, I plan on meeting and getting a photo with Jason Griffith, who is my personal favorite Sonic voice actor and voiced him from 2003 to 2010. I know, a lot of you are going to say, "That's a lot! You're so lucky!" And yes, I do feel quite lucky and even happy to be alive in those moments I've been interacting with these celebs. However, I'm going to use a lot of the same feelings that Jess Harnell has and say that there's always been something off about the interaction of fans with celebrities. It usually feels like there's this wall that gets in the way of interactions with celebs that makes it so that it's hard to gain a personal and emotional bond with them. And I get it. Celebs that first meet fans shouldn't have to hear personal stuff from the fans. That's usually how it is whenever you're first meeting anybody, not just celebs. I also get that celebs are very busy with their own lives and feel like they don't have a lot of time for fans. However, I personally believe in unity and that we are one and the same in divine worth. No one is placed higher than another in my eyes. We are all human and going through opposition in our lives. The fact that celebs are being placed higher in a pyramid of authority and honor is at least somewhat saddening to me. I don't intend to force any celebrities to change their view on interactions with fans through this discussion, but if any of them happen to watch this and gain a change in perspective for the better, then that would certainly surprise me, but also make me feel very happy that I've been able to make a difference in that way. So what makes a person labeled as a celebrity? Well, I asked Google to define the word celebrity, and it didn't give much of a definition. It literally just said a famous person. That's probably not helpful for dummies wanting to know exactly what defines a person as a celebrity. In my eyes, a celebrity is someone that has gained a large enough following audience to the point that contacting them one-on-one becomes increasingly difficult. Of course, you got the obvious ones such as musicians like Usher, Taylor Swift, and Justin Bieber. You got people that have heavily influenced the entertainment industry like Bill Gates and Oprah Winfrey. You get YouTubers with tens of millions of subscribers like PewDiePie and Markiplier. You get big Hollywood actors like Dwayne Johnson, Mark Hamill, and Ewan McGregor. But then you may see some instances where even people in your local community may be considered celebrities, like the most popular kid in your school, a well-known store associate that makes many people happy, or maybe a cousin of yours that plays a musical instrument so well that it catches a lot of attention. I have one of those. Those people may not have as big of a following as those big stars I mentioned previously, and yet people still consider them celebrities in their eyes. But why? Well, let's narrow down some reasons why someone may be called a celebrity no matter the number of followers they have. As I mentioned in my definition of what makes someone a celebrity, there's that wall that at least somewhat blocks direct one-on-one communications with fans. People also look up to people that have heavily influenced their lives to the point of saying something like, "You're my hero." There's also just looking at the number of followers they have and seeing high numbers. It could even just be someone wanting to feel closer to someone that they feel shy or embarrassed to talk to because they feel so different compared to the celebrity or anyone talking to that celebrity. Part of the message I'm trying to convey here is you don't have to feel alone and so different compared to those you want to feel closer with. We're all human, we all struggle, we all are also capable of feeling joy and happiness. You'll be surprised how many big celebrities understand those fans who are struggling and feel shy to communicate with people as big as the celebrities themselves. Why do I think that celebrities connecting with fans on a deep level is so important? Because it literally changes lives, and I say this from experience. In 2016, when I was going through a major suicidal era in my life, I felt like I was never going to be happy again because I was being so put down by bullies in high school. They told me some really dark things, and even to this day, they scar me deep in my mind. And some scars like that don't even go away with time. However, they can be tended for and cared for so that they don't hurt nearly as much. And that's what going to Salt Lake Comic-Con, now known as FanX, for the first time, did for me. I became an Animaniacs fan that year, and I fangirled so hard when I found out that Jess Harnell, the voice of Wacko from the show, was going to be at the con. I spent pretty much all the savings I worked up from doing house chores to get a ticket to go to the con, and it was so worth it. When I first got in line to meet Jess, everyone was waiting for a while because Jess is known to show up late. The manager for Jess's table wanted to film a video of me telling Jess that we're waiting for him. So the video was filmed, and soon after 2 hours of waiting in line, he finally came. And the best part was he gave me a hug as soon as he saw me. I never in my life expected that a celebrity would be allowed to hug fans. Then, I filmed a video of him saying a couple of things to people, which you can find on my channel, and I bawled afterwards. I felt an intense happiness that I was never going to forget. And every time after that I've met up with Jess at the con, even to now, he has given me lots of deep life advice that has motivated me to not give up, to remember that the color is always going to come back in my black and white moments, and to have faith over fear. He also loves to check in with me to see how my life has been going, as well as what's going on within my family. I know he would say that I've grown a lot since I first met him, and I completely agree. This kind of connection that Jess Harnell has had with me is the same connection of having a close friend that always has your back no matter what. And it not only has changed my life, but the lives of many, many other people that I've met Jess, along with other celebrities that are friendly and compassionate that way. Jess was definitely the best example of this, but others I've met, like Rob Paulson and Roger Craig Smith, have also been extremely kind and friendly with me. I hope that other celebrities can become more like that, even if it means they have to show up to meet and greet lines and other events late to give their big hearts to people in need. Because even when someone looks up so much to you and has to wait a long time for you to appear, when you finally come to communicate with them, the wait will be so worth it for them when you show kindness and love to everyone you meet. Is it worth trying to become a celebrity that connects with fans? Well, let's be careful that we aren't trying to put ourselves higher than we're ready for. There's a stereotype that celebrities are successful because they have the ability to easily work towards becoming one without any problems. And I know that can't be true. As I said, we're all human and have struggles. Everyone has to have gone through at least some major struggle and able to become successful. Ariana Grande is an excellent example of this. She has been very open about her mental health struggles, including PTSD, anxiety, and depression, which I have all of those. And the way I've seen things play out in my life, someone has to have a peak in their struggles and able to feel true happiness and success afterwards. I've had my peak in 2016, and because of that peak, after that dropped, I have developed an immense set of wisdom and a greater love for other people. I may not be called a celebrity, and I don't know if I ever will or not, but at least I now have the ability to connect better with people because I understand the struggles they are having. I don't want people to struggle the way I have, so that's why I love helping people that struggle in any way. And it's most likely the same reason that there are such good celebrities out there who connect well with fans. Now, let's talk about fame for a second. Google defines fame as the state of being known or talked about by many people, especially on account of notable achievements. That fame makes someone known as a celebrity. If there are any parents or child caretakers out there, I want you to ask your kids what fame means to them. Pause the video right here and let me know in the comments what they think. Now, let's watch this short little animation by my good friend Matt De Rojas on the studies of fame.
In 2013, UCLA conducted a study to determine what kids want most in life. So what did they want? Money? Marriage? Adventure? Spirituality? No. Most kids surveyed, who were between the ages of 10 and 12, wanted more than anything, fame. Yes, fame. But why? To them, fame equals success, wealth, love, and who doesn't want any of those things? For decades, the entertainment media have been so enamored by celebrities. They glamorize them so much because they want access to them. They want to potentially be close to them and be friends with them. But a typical young viewer of any entertainment news magazine might think, wow, so this is fame? Everyone loves these people. I want to be loved like that. I want to be the center of attention. But what if fame has a dark side? If someone in the industry is shredded and torn apart, those viewers either won't notice or worse, never think it will happen to them. And that could be problematic. Fame that is not achieved through a major accomplishment like fighting for civil rights or finding the cure for cancer, in other words, fame for fame's sake, is an empty pursuit that will never satisfy.
This animation touches a lot of the points about celebrities I mentioned earlier, like wanting to connect or be close to them. However, I think one thing for everyone, not just kids, to realize is that there's a danger to becoming famous. You could lose a lot of what you had or wanted. Brian Hull, who I've mentioned earlier has interacted with me, has made a video about the reality of becoming viral after he did his cover of Let It Go from Frozen as a bunch of Disney characters. I'm not going to link it because it's unlisted now and I don't want Brian to get me in trouble for posting it, but if he happens to see this and wants me to share it, then I will. Anyways, Brian talked about how he had a completely different dream to become a minister, like for a church or something, and he went to college to try and pursue that dream. He wanted a very simple life and was completely okay with that. He actually had a fear of becoming famous because of the many changes it would make on a person. Once he made that Let It Go video, he got fans all over, but he lost almost everything in his personal life. He felt completely alone in his independent journey to emotionally and financially support himself. His dream to be a minister and the friends he thought he was going to have forever were gone. Yes, he got different wonderful opportunities, like to work for Disney and become a voice actor, and he's been able to make a positive influence on fans, but deep down, he had a soul-crushing depression that would make it very hard to get out of bed. He feels better about things now after years of adjustment, but I can tell that his journey in fame was not easy to go through. Princess and the Pop Star from VeggieTales also emphasizes the depressions and dangers of becoming popular and swapping roles between someone with fame and someone without it, so I'd recommend you watch that. In short, don't go for fame for the sake of being famous, even if you want to connect with people. You can still make a huge difference in people's lives just by being there for them, even if you don't know how it feels to struggle in a certain way. I've had quite a few people tell me that I've helped them out of suicide, and that's big for me. Because considering how big of a problem suicide is, being the one person that helps someone out of it means a lot to me, and I don't consider myself famous enough to be a celebrity. So hopefully this helps you know that even if you're not famous, you can still be the brightest star in someone's sky. In conclusion, I can see a greater need for connection between celebrities and fans. Having someone that you really look up to and can communicate with you can make a huge difference in someone's life and help make this world not seem so dark and cruel. Because I see a lot of good and happiness in the world despite the negative things going on, and I only hope to encourage more good within it. I hope that celebrities can find more time to bond with their fans and be able to use what they've learned in life to influence other people in a life-changing way. I can understand wanting to make a difference as a celebrity, but even if you're not a celebrity, you can still make a difference in someone's life by showing compassion and care for them. I hope that this video has been at least somewhat informative and can lead to some good discussion. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about how celebrities could better interact with fans, or share your favorite celebrity moments. I may or may not make more long-form discussion videos, but we'll see. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in another upload.